Hello everyone, and welcome to the Dice Commando YouTube channel. I'm Andrew, with you here as always. This is the Commando Cast, a video cast about all things Star Wars Destiny. This video and others like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. Please show your support with a like and subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any new videos. If you want to get involved with the channel, consider becoming a channel member. There are many benefits to channel membership, including access to our Discord, exclusive deck tech and strategy videos, and the opportunity to help create channel content. I want to sincerely thank all our channel members, as I truly couldn't do this without your support. You guys rock. Go Commando. Wow. Just wow. Hello everyone, welcome to the Commando Cast. I'm Andrew, and I woke this morning to an update from the Renewed Hope team showcasing their new art and their revised, cleaner templates for the Fallen Allegiances set. And man, does it just look staggering. Wow. So it has been a long time since we've had nothing but positivity and excitement in the Star Wars Destiny world, and that's all due to this little announcement today by Renewed Hope, which is an updated look at the Faltering Allegiances spoilers that we have seen. So I want to talk about that today, as well as some of the learnings we've had over going through this process. But first, I do want to address kind of literally the orange elephant in the room. I am sorry about the lighting today. I'm having a hard time getting things figured out. As many of you may know, there's kind of a catastrophic forest fire incident happening here on the West Coast. The sky is coated with clouds. It's all orange all day long. I'm showing some pictures, of course, right now that I've taken. That's a 10 o'clock sun, ladies and gentlemen, and it looks like it's sunset. So I'm managing that, so thank you for bearing with me through that. For those of you who do know that I'm in Oregon and dealing with this, those have reached out. Thank you very much. No, I'm not directly affected by this other than just the smoke. Thank you, though. There are a lot of other people here who are affected. I mean, usually when we think forest fires, you think of some guy who lives out, in a small home with a barn and a couple of horses being affected because he lives out in the forest, and that's actually not what's happening here. These high winds that we've had are literally affecting significantly sized towns, and it's a very, very sad thing. So if you are impacted in any way or you need help, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, and we'll either help you with your pets or whatever we can do to help. Please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm sure that you're not watching this right now because you have bigger things to deal with, but in the aftermath, please let us know what we can do to help. So, all right, going into the announcement from today. I mean, we already talked about it, right? But it's great. It's fantastic. So they released the new templates. They released, or I should say, updated templates. They released updated art. And in fact, let's just go ahead and go right in to that with the slideshow. So this is just going to loop on a slideshow looking at the three cards that we spoiled on, or the Agent Zion came on and spoiled 2 episodes ago on the Commando Cast. And actually, let's kind of go ahead and put all of this into perspective, kind of just with the timeline. Right there's Jin. Jin looks just fantastic. That looks fantastic. Nicely done, guys. But yeah, putting this in perspective, so it was roughly 10 days ago, or probably 12 days ago at this point, Zion had come on the cast and had given us some spoilers. And he'd come on at the time, and they were kind of coming on and giving everybody, the whole point was to get the news out, get people excited. And what he had really brought on with the spoilers was a rough draft. And after those spoilers came, obviously, there were people excited. There was a lot of discussion about it. One of the main discussion points, of course, was the art. So there was a lot of discussion in the Star Wars Destiny community surrounding that. And then 4 to 5 days later, going into the weekend, I had posted a cast basically talking about, hey, the art isn't great. The feedback that's being given on that is fair. And how about we as a community get involved? So the continued committee, but the continuing discussion and aftermath of that really led to this morning, which of course was the product of a very impressive amount. I'm really impressed how fast they turned around. But a lot of hard work and a lot of labor of love going into what we have today, right? So perfect that Jin just popped up there. What you see there, I want you to look at the bottom of the cards. I think that's probably the hottest part of this. Obviously, the art, of course, is always what pops first, but if you look at the bottom, it looks a lot cleaner. You can also tell the templating on the cards is more centered. It's easier to read. It doesn't look like it's exactly the same font to me, but it's pretty darn close. And if that helps them actually get a little more space on the cards, I think that would be a win. But yeah, I really love the set logo there, right? Faltering Allegiances with the number in the middle. I think that's really hot. It changes the bottom. There's really no reason for us to have rarity and stuff anymore because it's all, print and play, for lack of a better term, right? And I don't know. I'm very excited about this. I think it looks really, really, really good. So that's the positive there is thank you guys for turning around and doing this, and by turning around I mean doing it in such a short time. I mean the unfortunate part of this, right, is these guys have been working on getting this templating for some time, and it looks like they're continuing to work on it. I'm sure it'll continue to change and improve over time as well. It's just the time they presented it, it was a rough draft, right? And they brought it to us, and that was the feedback they got. So, yeah. So okay, that's pretty much it as far as the announcement goes. But I have a couple kind of points I'd like to talk about as far as this goes, right? First, obviously the feedback of all of this has been just truly fantastic. You can see, and this is just from Facebook, right? We have impressive, most impressive, so much better, very cool. These look great, real clean, awesome, fantastic work, guys, hot, huge difference, excellent work, friends, looks great, amazing turnaround, and oh man, this is getting me very excited, which I think sums up a lot of our feelings right now. But like I said, there's also some learnings I think we had out of this, so I just want to go through my points, so I'll have the discussion, then we'll get out of here, right? So point number one is renewed hope listens and cares, right? I think that became very apparent in, this morning is when, again, right, let's not focus on the fact that it came out this morning because they've obviously been working on this since, right? But the point is they did listen and they do care, right? And they listened to the feedback, they took the feedback, they got some team organized. I know people popped out, they recruited some people, and some people popped out to help. And the product is very clear that they're trying to produce a product for everybody, right? They're players just like us, they care just like us, and they want something that everyone is excited about. And I think that's very exciting, and I think they proved that this morning. Two is that constructive feedback is valued. Very clearly they listened to the feedback that the community had for them, which I think is also not only very exciting, but it's a great indicator for us for the future that if something's not working, they can switch directions, right? I have no idea if in terms of speculation and stuff where we could be in 2 to 3 years, but the fact that they're listening, they care, and that they value our feedback, I think is a very, very good thing. Number three is pump the brakes, and I think this is really a learning more for Renewed Hope and myself than it is for the rest of the community. As far as pump the brakes, right? So Zion, when he had come on, had very clearly said, well, the reason that we're coming out is because the recent announcement of the cancellation of Worlds hit a lot of people in the stomach really hard. They felt like a gut punch, and they wanted to really kind of get out, give the community a shot in the arm, give them something to look forward to, and I think that was admirable. However, I think in doing that, they may have rushed it a little, right? We know that they've been working on template development, and maybe they just needed to wait a little bit. I think it was completely admirable to do what they did, which was try to give people excitement. But we saw some of the conversations that spawned out of that, and it was overall not the Renewed Hope thing, but some of the conversations were negative for the community. So I think maybe that's a learning that they have for the future, is to just make sure that our rough draft is it's a finer draft, right? And again, I think what they did was completely fine. What they were trying to do was just get excitement, and they certainly got the conversation going. As far as pump the brakes for me, right? Again, like I talked about 3-4 days, maybe 5 days after, I saw some of the conversations were happening in the community. Many of them were negative in terms of not the feedback, but the conversations themselves were negative and they weren't helping. So I decided to do my ArtCast saying, hey, we as a community have an opportunity. Let's all get involved and let's do this together. And I think that, obviously, if I had waited, there would have been no reason for me to do that episode. I don't regret doing it, but I do think that if I'd waited a couple days, maybe the tone would have changed, or just the timing would have been different. So I think that's a good learning for both Renewed Hope and myself, and I'll try to be insightful for that. Number 4 for the community. I guess this kind of fits in for number. I guess this kind of fits into your part of the number 3, or collectively our part of the number 3 as a community. Right? Is let's try and give people benefit of the doubt. Right? So I think that there's been a lot of. I mean, that's just the way the world is these days, right? That's not even on us as Destiny community. It's just the way the world is, right? But there's so many knee-jerk reactions to everything, right? You know, when the art came out and it was a rough draft, people were like, "Oh my gosh, you guys don't care about the art." And I don't think that was the case. Again, I think the feedback that the art was not up to the standard that I think we all wanted it to, I think is completely valid. But maybe we could have trusted that they had a plan in place. I don't know if they did or not, but maybe we should have given them a little bit benefit of doubt. Certainly, as it pertains to the card templating feedback, I think we should have given them more of the benefit of the doubt on that one, because we knew that it was a work in progress as it was. I mean, specifically, they talked about that. So I do think we should have given them a benefit of the doubt there. Next, benefit of the doubt to your fellow community members, right? We saw a lot of negative conversations happening on the art versus cards and all that, and we all care, and I don't think that we all care in our own way, and I think that it would do us all a lot of good to have a little more empathy back and forth. I mean, myself included, certainly. And then last, benefit of the doubt for me, right? Like, guys, like I'm getting really exhausted of every time I say anything having somebody offended or something by it, right? And specifically, I mean the cast last weekend, right? The cast last weekend, talking about how we could help Renewed Hope improve the art, was not saying that Renewed Hope was failing because they had bad art. Like, that's not what it was saying at all, at least to me, right? And if you took it that way, obviously you heard what you heard and you believe what you believe. But I don't think I'm a bad person for offering to do cards, like alt art cards, and getting them distributed, or trying to get a grassroots support to help improve the art. I wasn't saying they weren't doing a bad job and couldn't handle it. I was trying to offer our collective help and our collective excitement to get it done. So again, let's try and have a little more empathy, give everyone the benefit of the doubt, and hopefully we can move forward as a community together there. So, I mean, that's pretty much it today. Before I wrap it up again, I want to very clearly, very, very clearly thank the Renewed Hope Committee, specifically the guy, I mean, all of them in general, but specifically whoever the heck has been busting their butt over the last 10 to 12 days, whatever it's been, to really turn the corner on this, because the results are night and day, right? It's very clear the results are night and day, and the impact of the community has been night and day, right? And again, I'll flash up all of those just positive complaints, and those are just from the Facebook. I didn't even go into the Discord stuff, right? I mean, this has really been a great day for Star Wars Destiny. I feel today, personally, like we just saw a new set announcement. Like, that's how it feels to me, and it's very exciting, and I think it's a really good thing. So thank you guys for doing what you're doing. For everyone else, thank you for continuing to be a part of this committee. We should all be very excited about this morning's development, not just because of the art, not just because of the new templating, but what it really represents for all of this going forward. So thank you again very much for joining me. If you guys have comments, let me know in the comments. And if nothing else, guys, go Commando.